All right. All right, let's do it, guys. So welcome back to another Sunday Market Blitz. And we're going to get started here. Let me just pull this chart up. Okay. All right, now we can share. All right, guys, we're back. Another week, some good opportunity about to show itself. We got tons of pairs kind of marked up, and we got some pretty good setups. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with DXY. Again, Angelo's going to join in about a minute. He's just finishing up a call. Okay, get some more people joining in here. All right, cool. So let's start off with DXY, guys. We had a good week ahead of us. Every week brings new opportunity. And, we approach each week the same, very methodical in our approach. We always want to take a look at DXY, kind of see what's going on with the dollar, as we know it to be, the big driver in the market, right, guys? Whatever the dollar is doing, we'll normally see some sort of reaction in the market, especially if we've been seeing, a lot of movement on the dollar, which we have been seeing, lately, or at least in the last few months, which has been, kind of a wild ride. But let's just cover it from a macro perspective, and then I'll kind of break down what the potential is, going forward. So overall, we're here on the daily time frame. We can see that the dollar's been moving upward, right, at a pretty fast pace. It's definitely bullish. It's even a bit overextended. It's kind of moving in a way that you don't really want price action to move, especially a driver, a currency like this large, because it's moving at what I would call an unsustainable pace. How much longer can we continue to rally? Month over month, just huge gains. So it's kind of an interesting time. We do our best to interpret this, just kind of ride the trend. It's all we can do as traders. We take it, week by week, day by day. But yeah, it's just interesting to note, how the market's been moving lately. So super, super bullish. We can see that we're actually back at 103. We're above 103. But let's see. I want to show you guys how significant this level was in the past, right? So remember, keep that in mind. 103, guys. Every time we get here, we kind of reject. We threw a couple wicks just below 103 over here in May 2020 or March 2020. Back here was December 2016. So it's not an area that we're visiting frequently. Right back here, December 2002. Before that, January 1st. So then notice, how price action reacts. Did it spend a lot of time over this, above the zone? How did it react at the zone? Right. So a lot of things to be aware of. This is a huge, huge zone. Usually once we get in this area, in the past we saw it fly through it. Now we've stayed below it since 2002. So this is a pretty big zone, even here on the weekly. So it's just something to note, something to bring to our attention, that this is a massive zone. Okay, so we're above it now. Obviously, it's still looking bullish. Nothing on this chart actually says, to me, hey, like DXY is looking more bearish, right? It's definitely in a downtrend. That's just not present here. Nothing here says it's bearish yet. Okay, so we're actually seeing some support at 103, which is, what you typically want to see, in a strong bullish trend, breaking through resistance, finding that as new support, and then continuing higher. That's kind of what we're expecting. That's what the most likely scenario is based on what we can, see from price action now. And it's probably going to, solidify this higher low here, maybe touch a couple more times, maybe even drop down to this zone, where the 61.8, fib level is, and can continue bullish from there. Really, we just need to see reactions. I'd be pretty, cautious here. Definitely overall bullish, but we do still need to see more at this time. Price action's flatlining. We're getting some indecision. So there are reactions happening, but too soon to tell which way it's going to go. We are above this 103 level. So that's why we're, suggesting more of or expecting more of a bullish movement, right? Because that's what price action is telling us. Now, if we want to consider the opposite, what needs to happen for us to look at this chart and say, okay, DXY is bearish. We're going to be short on the dollar for the next week or so. That would be, or we would need to see a break of 103. So price action falls below it, gives us a new low, pulls back. And then this is the key part. We get the new lower high below this zone, retesting as resistance, giving us confidence and strength in a nice, in shorting the dollar and considering the dollar bearish going, again into the next week or so. So that would be evidence of a pretty strong, daily bearish trend, and the likelihood of us continuing down to support levels is high if we get that structure. Again, structure is key, guys. We always wait for the market to show us its hand, and then we'll make a play based on that. Okay, are there any questions on this, guys? Drop in chat if you guys. What's up, Jaybird? Welcome. Yeah, that's right. Got the pride, Forex League pride. Love it. So yeah, guys, if you got any questions on this, I'm gonna just drop in chat, or otherwise I'm gonna move on to AU, which is our first tradable pair. And we're going to get into some setups now. Okay. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so we're on the daily time frame. All that we need to do for these tradable pairs, so everything after, DXY, we need to, hold on one second here. We need to grab the overall trend from the daily time frame, drop to the 4-hour, and then go over the 2 trade scenarios. So very clearly, guys, if we know, anything about trends and the characteristics of a downtrend, it's lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? And that's what we're seeing here. It's very obviously bearish here on, the daily, AU on the daily. We're moving lower. We're getting lower lows, pulling back. This is a massive lower high. It pulled back quite a bit, but then gave us new lower low, lower high, lower low. And now we're going to kind of assume and, hope for that continuation. So we know it's bearish. That's all we need from the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour, see what trend is present here, and then go over the different scenarios. Okay, so the 4-hour is bearish as well. We had a nice fall off over here. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay, we had a really nice fall off over here. Right, fell through support, massive support at 0.7115. Also, this support level 0.7. This was the key zone. We broke through that. We hit a low at 0.685. Then we pulled back. This is where we got our lower high. This is what really confirmed it. Is this lower high, this rejection off 0.7. Right, we pushed lower. Now we're consolidating, push lower again, consolidating some more. So now we're just consolidating, right? There's no trade present yet. We know what we have to see in order to get into a situation. And that would be, confirmation of 0.695. Once again, some rejection. We need more volume though. So some sort of rejection from here with a little bit more conviction would be key. And then we could, consider short scenarios. Right, ideally, let's see if we could find an example through this bar pattern. Okay, so we got some consolidation and then a push. Something like this. I'd like this to push a little bit higher, find some rejection off of 0.695, preferably good volume. So like a large candle pushes up now, then comes right back, gives you a nice engulfing. That's conviction, right? When you see that volume enter the market and then, play out how you wish. So that would be perfect here. Catch a nice engulfing, some sort of reversal off of 0.695, evening star, bearish variation. And then all we need to do from there is make sure that by the time we get down to 6.85, our risk reward makes sense. So let's mark this up. Right, again, the price action has to be, ideal, but I'm just marking this up for the sake of the risk reward. And it's giving us just over a 2 to 1, which is good. So, once price action pushes up to 0.695, starts either rejecting or throwing some wicks, giving us a little bit more volume. I'll then drop to the 1-hour and look for some price action entries on a nice reversal, something that's going to give me confidence in shorting this back down towards 0.685. This is very likely. We have all the trends kind of lining up bearish. Things are, definitely strong bearish right now. So this is, a good trade, but the price action has to be there. You can't just, short it because the overall chart is short. So we'll wait for that. Okay, we did have some nice shorts off this area last week. I was actually posting about this quite a bit at 2 entries. Reversal from there, reversal from here. Actually had to clip both of them as we, I didn't make it down towards 0.685, which is my final target. So we're going to get another shot at this, this week. We're going to see if we get that opportunity. Okay, now for us to consider the opposite on this, right? So for us to say, look at this chart and say, okay, AU's looking more bullish. Actually, hold on, I got to unmute Angelo. He just joined. There he is. All right, cool.
What's up?
What's up? Forgot I put auto mute on.
What's going on?
Yeah, going over some charts. We just did DXY, just get into this AU setup. Looking like we could have some short scenarios, but this consolidation is a little shaky. We really need conviction and some really clear price action to enter short on this, but it's looking like a 2 to 1. So not bad. For us to consider the opposite, right? For us, again, to say that this is more bullish, we really need to see some breaks of resistance. So 0.695 first needs to be taken out. I personally would only consider a trade once we get some structure above 0.7, right? So that means a higher low above 0.7, and then I could start targeting these resistance levels on the way up. But for right now, it could push up to 0.7 and still reject from there. I'm kind of playing it off the fibs right now. So, we'll see. I'm definitely going to take the more conservative approach, really not considering any longs on this just yet. We need to really, it's got to show us something, because this is a big fall off here, a lot of volume. So we really need to see something significant to change this trend. So for now, it's looking more bearish, which is cool. I'm fine with that. We can continue to short AU as the dollar climbs. It's fine with me. So that's AU. Let's move this over to AJ. See what AJ is looking like. And we're going to do the same thing, guys, right? Going up to the, oh, what's up, Jim Ken? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The birthday wishes. Thanks. Guys, before I move on to AJ, actually, do you have any questions on AU? Anybody? Just drop in chat. All right, so here we are, AJ. Let's zoom out a little bit. And the only thing we need to do from the daily time frame, guys, same thing I just did in the last two pairs, is just grab the trend. That's all we need. And then we're going to drop to the 4 hour and assess. Oh, Oscar just joined. Nice. And then assess the scenarios on the 4 hour. So overall, guys, AJ, bullish, right? What are the key characteristics of a bullish trend? Higher highs, higher lows. We're seeing them. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, so on and so on. So AJ's been super bullish. It's actually been kind of amazing to see this much volume. But let's go to the 4 hour now. Let's take a look, see what's going on, see if we can spot some good trade setups. Oh, hold on. One more person's joining. Steven. Nice. Welcome. All right. 4 hour. What's going on? We're consolidating, right? Some of you guys in the bat, off the bat, are, you know, behind your screens right now screaming, this is a range. It's a range, Nick. Yes, you're right. This is a range. We are stuck between 95 resistance, 93 support. So there's really two ways we could play this, you know, because we're kind of midway through the zone. It's either going to continue to range. So we'll probably push up to 95, see some rejection there. Again, if the volume, let's see, actually, let's just take out the short tool. Let's see. So one of the most likely scenarios in any range is that it's going to continue to range, right? It's going to continue to bounce. So that's what, you know, this markup is here. And it's actually looking like a 2-to-1. I don't really like trading ranges. I do highlight them for you guys because there could be really good price action setups. You may like them. Some other people don't mind the extra risk. That's up to you. So this is one scenario. You know, the range is just going to continue. We'll head back down towards 93 and then look for reactions from there. Now, if we are going to continue with the overall bullish trend, we need to see the resistance, you know, the ceiling of the range break. So 95 broken, price action gets above, gives us a new high, then gives us structure in the form of a higher low, which is, you know, the first sign of a bullish trend. It's literally the first step in the start of a new bullish trend. And that's where we're looking to enter. Good price action confirmation there, coming off 95. Like it hates that level, pushing up hard. And then we'll get in on that, start targeting, you know, prior highs over here at 0%, and then maybe even higher. All depends on how price action, you know, forms from there. But this is what, you know, the likely scenarios are. It looks good, you know, not bad. So we'll have to wait for this. Again, you know, we're between the zone, but we'll be patient. It's early in the week. I got no problem with that. So this should be a pretty good setup later on. Let's move over to UJ. This one I'm actually in on. I actually entered on this one, and I'll actually break it down for you guys in a second, but we'll get there. Let's start on the daily time frame. Overall, what is the trend? I mean, this is probably the most bullish chart I'm going to cover. It's just insane. You know, just don't mind the lines, even just look at the price action. It's like almost straight up. So clearly bullish, right? We can spot off even on this time frame that we're at a key level, 134. If we want to zoom out just to get some perspective, we'll go to the weekly. We haven't been at this level since 2002. So that's pretty crazy, right? This is not an area that we visit often. Price action is overvalued, right? We're just at a high. It's definitely overextended. So, you know, we have to be cautious with that. You know, eventually there will be a pullback to some degree, probably a pretty large one. But based on what we can see, the daily super bullish. We're now above a key zone. Let's go to the 4 hour and see what's happening here. So yeah, we're above the key zone. It caught it as support. But let's go back a second, right? Let's kind of follow price action, follow this story, and see what, you know, has happened so far. So price action pushed up, rallied into 134, gave us this little channel. You know, could have been a, you know, an upward angle flag or whatever you want to call it. Essentially, it represents a slowing of price action. So price action was struggling at 134, came back down. Hold on one second, guys. People are joining. Okay. All right. So it came back down. Formed a low down here around 132, came right back up. It popped from that level, found ourselves right above 134, immediately consolidated. Then it pushed up for a new high, came back down for a higher low, and we can see just on the 4 hour fib, right, low to the high, price action has been currently resting at 38.2, which is also a pretty big confluence area, right? We have a massive support level here. We have structure, and overall we are super, super bullish. We know that. Okay, so we came off this level pretty hard. And notice the volume, guys, right? So this started giving us some higher lows, higher lows. We broke this level right here. So the consolidation ended essentially, guys. And I gained confidence in an entry. I said to myself at this point, all right, we saw, some resistance break. We saw a transition here, got a break retest, and now it's following through. Got a little engulfing here. That's good enough for me. That's honestly a, pretty decent trade. And I'm targeting prior highs and then, even higher up towards 138. Okay, so we got some room to run here. This is going to be roughly a 2-to-1 by the prior high. And then I have a final target. So I'll have plenty of opportunity to make a decision on this, and manage it. But yeah, right now it's looking pretty good. So let's cover both scenarios. That was just a trade that I took this week, or well, a couple, not too long ago. It's looking overall bullish. It gave me the confirmation I needed, so I'm in on that. And this was one of the most likely scenarios that I had marked up, right? Is that we were going to confirm a higher low here and then continue bullish off of, some sort of bullish variation, morning star, whatever. And this just turned out to be a, variation really on this time frame. So this is executing. Now, if this completely fails, which it can, this is trading. I can have a 10 out of 10 setup and it completely slap me in the face. I can just turn around and say, nope, you're wrong. Done. Doesn't matter. It just happens. It's part of trading. So if that does happen, what do I need to see on this chart for me to switch my position, switch my bias to now bearish? Price action, we need to fall past 134 really. Give us a new low and then start giving us bearish, structure, lower highs, guys. And that would then define a very strong 4-hour bearish trend, which I can then short. I can then target down towards 131. So, I could take a 1%. Let's say I'm risking 1%. I could take a 1% loss on this and then make it up here, all because I'm following what the market's doing. Right. So just looking for structure. If it does break 134, I'm not going to be pissed that this trade didn't play out. Just going to see it for what it is, which is a new trend and new opportunity. And then we'll start targeting down. Let's see what this would look like. It's actually looking like maybe even a bigger trade. That's how it is sometimes. So we're going to target down towards about 240. And you're going to risk anywhere from like 100 to 75, maybe even a little bit less. Again, depending on where price action is, depending on how this lower high forms. But either way, you got good risk reward. Definitely over a 2-to-1, which is, the minimum we require to enter a trade, just for risk purposes. Okay, so yeah, this is UJ looking pretty good. I don't know. It's, pushing down right now. I could be wrong, but again, that's trading. I'm okay with either scenario. I don't really care. I'm following what I know to be proven, guys. This is my strategy. I know I've had success with it in the past. So if I get a loss in it, that's part of trading. Get the loss out of the way early in the week, so now we can start focusing on some winners. So let's move over to EJ, guys. Overall bullish daily time frame. We're gonna do the same thing. Overall super bullish. We could even follow price action, right? We broke out of this zone down here. We rallied off 126.5, pushed up to 137. We had some consolidation here a little bit. Then it dropped, found some support at 133, got some structure there, and then we've been off since. It rallied, hit 144. We're seeing a bit of a double top, just kind of something to be aware of here on the daily. But we are overall super bullish, right? We got another higher low here, right? We're really resting near resistance. So let's get a closer look. Let's jump down to the 4-hour, see what this thing's doing. We know we're overall bullish. We got that info. So what's going on here? Okay, so here is that rejection. Came off 138.5 like a bat out of hell. Thing shot straight to 144. Nice double top here too. Okay, so this is a double top here on the 4-hour, and then these two peaks. This is the double top on the daily. Okay, you guys see that little time frame correlation? All right, and then we got a 4-hour double top, right? So it came back down from there. Probably a really nice short opportunity somewhere in here on the lower time frame, but price action fell down to 141.5. This is where we're expecting a higher low. It's a good confluence area, right? Key support, and then also fib level 38.2. It's the first golden zone. This is an area of interest for us. And then what happened? It played out perfectly. Rejected off 131.5, right? Let's go to the 1-hour actually, get a better look at this. Rejected off 131.5, broke consolidation beautifully. Oh my Lord, look at this, guys. It gave you two opportunities. broke, beautiful engulfing, nice variation to follow. Same here. This one would have been a little bit of a later entry just because that volume is scary. But yeah, somewhere in here would have been a great entry. And then would have played it up towards, 144, clean, 2-to-1 risk to reward. So this is highlighted still because this is an active trade, right? EJ is an active trade. So going into this week, this is probably going to play out. We'll look for reactions at 144, and then it makes it pretty simple for us to further mark this up. We look for reactions at 144, looking for either this to continue to reject. It'll give us a nice reversal, right? Something like this, either a double top, maybe some consolidation, and then we get some engulfings like that. You have plenty of examples to reference here. This is actually pretty interesting. So that's what we were looking for. Or this continues to rally, and then we start getting higher lows above 144, which is okay too, because it's a continuation of a bullish trend on 4-hour daily higher. And then there could be some good setups, right? Naturally, you'd have to refib, find out where your target would be, depending on where that high forms. But yeah, I mean, this is the likelihood, these two scenarios for this week ahead, right? Obviously, it's got some momentum behind it, so we're going to hit 144, whether we like it or not, really. That's what it's looking like. And then we'll take it as, it forms. We'll see how it goes. So that's EJ, guys. So a little bit of a, trade review setup and then some analysis for this week. So that's pretty interesting. Let's wrap this up with gold, though. This is going to be my last pair, which is also setting up. This is kind of like save the best for last scenario, but like, could it be? We have to see if there's some confirmation. Gold's always a pain in the ass. But we'll show you guys on the 4-hour in a second. So all we need, again, daily time frame, guys. Overall trend. Okay, we could see once 1930 broke, this thing dropped like a rock, fell all the way down to 1800, pulled back to 1870, which is, hold on, someone's trying to join. All right. All right, so we pulled back to 1870, got the first lower high there, and then we retested it twice before this thing decided to dump a little bit lower. So now we're just around 1830, our weekly. Let's get to the 4-hour, see what we can make of this chart. Overall, again, though, we are bearish. So we have that. There was a ton of consolidation here. Just look at this. Look at this ranging. Chop, 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 right? No trend present in this. Okay, until now. Dropped lower. We actually broke 1830, came back, gave us like this retest of 1850. Not the cleanest, really not what you like, just not a perfect setup, not the cleanest stuff, right? And then from there, it gave us this bit of an expanding pattern. So whatever you want to call it, bullhorn, expanding pattern, you could call it, your front door. It doesn't really matter. It represents expanding volume. Notice the chop, right? Small volume, then it's expanding. Price action is getting bigger, volume's increasing. And usually the way this ends is with, a blast off in one direction. Right now it's looking more bearish. So right now this could reject off 1830 and then tank straight to 1800, especially if we keep this trend of increasing volume, right? Even this gap is ridiculous. It's pretty nuts. So that's the likelihood. We're overall bearish on the daily. We're bearish on the 4-hour. We're seeing volume increase, and we know that there's more bears in the market than bulls. We're just trying to do simple math here and see what the most likely scenario is. And that's this right here. We continue bearish, huge volume. We'll be lucky if we get, really clean price action. But based on this setup, again, it'll vary slightly. You're looking at least a 2-to-1 to 3-to-1, somewhere in there, right? Just taking it down 300 pips from 1830 to 1800. So
Nope.
not a bad trade. Not bad. Hold on, someone in chat. Steven says it's very nice. I agree. Guys, if you have any other questions on this, just drop in chat before I pass it off to Angelo. But let's just finish up this analysis here, right? Looking for this volume to continue. Just want to see this thing drop, get that good conviction, and then we're in. If we start seeing this over here, just chop, 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 that's not a good sign. You don't want to really see too much struggle at this point, as it's looking like we're just breaking a level. That's really not what you want to see right after you break a level. You want to see that thing follow through. Just go for it. All right, so if that doesn't happen, we need to see price action get back above 1830. And, for those of you guys that don't mind trading, some consolidation, some chop, you could find it a higher low above 1830 and start targeting higher, because that would mean if we get a higher low, we now have a transition on the 4-hour. Really, it's looking more bullish at that point. You would just really target the height of this pattern. That would be the most likely. We're really not seeing a transition until we really get back up into these higher zones. Okay, so this would really just be a continuation of the pattern and or a continuation of, a range. At that point, if it pushed back up to 1850 and rejected again, I would take that pattern line and just go like this. It's just a range now, right? It's just sideways movement at that point. Okay. So if that happens, then it becomes, just that. But, I mean, ideally we continue bearish. That would be the best scenario right now. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'll just do a quick recap. Covered DXY. Whoops. DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. And we got some pretty good setups, waiting for some things to play out. But I'm going to pass it off to Angelo. We'll see what he's looking at.
Cool. Yeah, if you guys have any, again, like Nick said, any questions, anything, make sure to post in the chat. Nick, just give me access to screen share.
Oh, that's right.
And yeah, definitely back at it this week. I mean, next week we're gonna have 4th of July, so it's gonna be overall, I would think, more or less volume because Monday is gonna be pretty much closed off. But there should be some good opportunities this week. So let's see.
I think I can.
You want to just make me the host?
Yeah.
Of this session?
All right, you got it. Hold on.
There we go.
Oh, well, that's multiple participants. I have to.
Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so Nick already went over DXY. We're gonna just hop on here and cover it again. And I'm always starting on the weekly time frame. So I'm always just starting top time frame, moving down. And as you can see here on the weekly, pretty much had this drawn out a couple weeks ago. And we were looking at a retest of this previous high that was made on May 9th. And as you can see, there was some rejection here. And this was really to be as expected. I mean, the last time that we did the Sunday market blitz, we obviously hopped on last week, before last week. We were pretty much in this area, in this vicinity right here, coming down to the daily time frame. We were all the way up here, and we were talking about how pretty much price was just at a high. Let's go ahead and get this. Price was just at a high point, and we were looking to see how is price going to react in this zone. Dollar hasn't been up in this area in quite some time. If we end up going back, I don't even know when the last time dollar was up here was 2002. So we're in really no man's land right now. So we're definitely expecting reversal. And then again, going into last week, we had this huge wick. So pretty much that was telling us there was a lot of buyers exhaustion going into the week. And then coming down to the 4 hour, we started to get a lot of bearish price action, breaking support right here, retesting its resistance, and then just making consecutive lower highs here to the downside last week. So pretty much this week, what are we looking at when it comes to DXY coming back up to the weekly time frame? I mean, overall, we are in this bullish trend. We are moving to the upside. So certainly overall, we are very bullish. The next level of support is all the way down here. And for those that have joined these sessions for the last several months, you guys know I like to trade zone to zone on the weekly time frame. And looking at this, we can clearly see we've rejected this zone, which is what I like. And now the next area that we're targeting is for price really to retest all the way down in that area. Now, where would I actually want to get in on trades with that in mind? Coming down to the 4 hour time frame, we're pretty much just looking for retests of previous lower highs and lower lows. And as we can see here, these were the lower highs that were forming, then we broke. So we're really pretty much just looking for entries, or we're looking for setups off of this resistance level right here. And this is what an entry would look like. Putting our entry there, we could put stop loss above this level, considering how far away we actually are targeting, or we could put stop losses a little bit tighter, put it in this area, 3.5 risk reward. So this is really the trade idea, right here is we're looking for price to continue to make these lower highs and lower lows. We have the rejection level. If you do put stops in this area, it does protect yourselves a little bit more. But again, this is the DXY. I personally don't trade it. Some other traders I know with TFT, they actually do trade DXY. But with this in mind, considering I am anticipating the dollar to potentially go to the downside, Let's take a look at some other pairs and kind of see how that lines up. Let's start with NU. So we had given out multiple trade ideas to short this, but at this point we can clear all these trade ideas up because we want to just get back to more of a fresh chart here. And again, we're always going to just start on the weekly time frame. So zooming out a little bit, I have this support level that's drawn down here. And the reason being is we had support here, we had support there, some resistance here. And then as you can see, we're now starting to hit some wicks, hitting that level. So we are starting to reject that area, and look how price action is forming. It actually does back up our idea on DXY that it's going to go short, because we're seeing on this, we're starting to get spinning top candle. You know, we hit the support level. These are all signs of reversal. Overall, we are in the downtrend, right? We are forming these lower lows and lower highs. So this would be kind of a counter trend trade. But considering we're seeing all of this reversal, I would be targeting price to come back up to this 6.45, 6.46 area. Now coming down to the 4 hour, when would I actually take a trade in this scenario? And there's a lot going on here. We're clearly in a downtrend all the way down to here. Then we broke, we came into an uptrend, and then we had broke again to the downside. So there's a lot. This is like super choppy. There's a lot going on here. So when would I actually start to take buys and try to take this thing to the upside? Personally, I mean, looking at the levels that we have a resistance level right here, and I'm basing this on, we had resistance, support, resistance, obviously support. This is one trade idea, is pretty much just to take longs off of the rejection of this level, and this is pretty much what it would look like. We'd have our targets set in this area. We'd be taking longs here. We'd have stops below this previous low point right here. So that's kind of trade idea number one. If we wanted to be a little bit more certain about this, we would wait for this resistance to break, maybe wait for another lower high, maybe wait for this resistance to break, catch this on another lower high. That would be if we were being super patient on this, a lot more conservative. But you know, I think this is a decent trade idea just because it does line up with the idea that DXY is going to go short. And then the NZD, New Zealand dollar, would then appreciate versus the dollar. So let's go over to GU. Let's see if GU backs up this idea at all of the dollar going short. So we had this head and shoulders pattern a couple of weeks ago that we called out. Then we went to the downside. So let's go ahead and clear this up. Before I delete this, you can see we were forecasting price to retest this weekly zone, right? We're always trying to trade zone to zone on this. And then we were looking for some sort of consolidation followed by a break to the upside. So it didn't play out like exactly like this, which doesn't matter. But look at what we're doing here is we came down to the red zone. We found support. We came up. Now we're starting to consolidate. Boom. Now we had a little bit of a breakout, nothing too significant. But if we get some sort of pop to the upside here, this is really what we're going to be looking for. So coming back up to the weekly, let's just kind of dial it back and look at this time frame just so we don't lose sight of where we're at. So again, we have this red zone, this weekly support level, boom, support. We had even this level, support, all in this area. Price has not broken this level in quite some time. And then look at this wick. So we had 2 weeks ago, long wick to the downside, like kind of a spinning top candle, larger body than normal right there. But it's looking like we're starting to get some sort of reversal combination there. We are all overall in a downtrend, so we do want to be weary of that. Overall momentum is obviously to the downside. But as we come down to the 4 hour, right, again, when would I actually look to get in on a trade on this? And really at this point, we're forming this level of resistance right here. So mark this down. So what I would look for, let's actually use this. What I would look for again is pretty much just a break of this level. So a pop to the upside followed by a retest. And then pretty much we'd be looking to get long. And this would be the trade if this exact thing happen, we'd have stops here. And this is, again, a swing trade. If you guys are seeing, large stop losses and whatnot, but this is truly a swing trade. That's the style that we're teaching on, or we're doing on the webinars that I'm looking for. And yeah, this would be the entry, break to the upside, retest long. Again, this lines up with the NZD USD with the dollar going short as well. So this is a trade idea on GU. NU is definitely more in an entry area than GU, but just have to be a little bit more patient on that one. Coming over to UCAD. So UCAD is in a great spot right now. So let's actually move up to, we are on the weekly time frame. So let's zoom out a little bit on UCAD. Let's look at it like this. We've got support here. We've got support here. We got resistance, this wick, all resistance along this area over and over again, this red zone. And look what just happened. So we came up, we actually moved above here a little bit more than we have in quite some time. But this candle was followed up immediately by a bearish candle, no wick to the downside. And now we're continuing to drop to the downside, coming to the 4 hour. What are we seeing here? We're seeing a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. So we got left, we've got head, we've got the right shoulder. Not the cleanest in the world, but you guys get the point. You can see we've had a break of this area. So when are we looking to actually trade and enter in on this? You could enter right now. It's not the best risk reward if you enter now, because you could enter now. You'd have to throw stops pretty high though. You'd have to throw them up here, or if you squeeze them, you put them right there, and then you'd be targeting the lower range of this parallel channel right here. So you'd be targeting the red zone, also the lower line of this channel. So coming back to the 4 hour, this would be like the immediate trade to take. If you wanted to be a bit more conservative, you'd wait for an actual retest back in the red zone, and then you'd look to take a trade there. And this would just be the way more high probability. You'd have stops, similar spot, better risk reward, 4 to 1. This is 3.5 to 1. And you're just a bit more protected getting into the trade in this area. So I'm going to leave both of these trade ideas. We're going to see how they play out. If the dollar starts to get real bullish, obviously this is going to wreck the trade idea, which is fine. But definitely an interesting idea on UCAD, and this lines up with GU and NU. And I kind of like always having one that's opposite the other ones, and I'm not really seeing that this week with any of these. These are all kind of lining up to go long. The only thing I guess I could see is GU. If it does fail to break this resistance, it's going to just move to the downside, right to this red zone. It's going to retest this red area right there. So maybe that's a secondary idea to look for. And you could probably do stops pretty tight on that one, targeting it to the downside. But overall, I am pretty bullish or bearish on the dollar. So I'm going to stick with that bias. So let's go over to GJ. Let's see how this one played out. We put this idea out a couple weeks ago, and let's just bump up to the weekly and let's kind of recap why we put out this idea. So pretty much on the weekly time frame, we just zoom out a little bit to here. We've got a lot of room here. So we've got support all in this area. I'm not going to zoom in too much, but we've got support here, resistance there. We've got support there, resistance here. And then we've got resistance that obviously formed more recently in this area. So let's go ahead and focus this up. We had some resistance that formed here. We had this wick. We actually caught this move on the Sunday market blitz because it's just simple. You're in the red zone. You're in the weekly resistance, large doji to the upside, lower time frame, 4 hour. Everything's break-in structure. Very simple trade to take. We were actually looking for something very similar, but we didn't get it this time around. And we could see potentially why. If we delete this, unlike the last time that we came up to the red zone, this time we closed with this huge wick. So sellers got zapped out, and now we're kind of climbing a bit to the upside. So what I like to do, just to recap, guys, weekly time frame, I'm looking for resistance, I'm looking for overall trend, and I'm looking for price action. overall trend is bullish. I mean, this thing formed a higher low, strong higher low, and we broke into an uptrend. We're at a resistance level, certainly. And price action is telling us, we have this kind of inverted hammer candle, which is a bit of a reversal candle. We have this kind of this doji candle, or not doji, but long wicked, low body sell candle. Not the best, candle showing us a reversal here. Actually, probably the worst type of candle to show reversal. So coming to the 4 hour, like what I'm trying to get at is price action is not clear right now. Like we had this was showing us great signs of buyer's exhaustion. Then we had this, not good sign. Now we have this, decent sign looking for reversal. As we come to the 4 hour, we don't want to look left too much. We're just going to focus in on price action. We can see that we broke into a bit of an uptrend. Then it failed. Then we broke into a bit of a downtrend. Now we're just kind of in no man's land. We're ranging right around the resistance level. So I personally don't want to take a trade in this area, right? We're retesting this lower high or this lower low. We're retesting this lower high, but it's showing not great signs. Like if we were to actually go down time frames, this would maybe be some sort of ascending triangle or something like that. So it's not showing like great signs that this thing's going to push to the upside. If we come down though, this is kind of what I'm getting at. We're seeing something like this. A lot of times this does actually break the upside. But coming back to the 4 hour, I don't want to focus on that. I would not take a trade on this unless it started to break momentum and move personally to the downside back below this red level. And we started to see something more like this. So coming up to the weekly again, this would be in line with like my weekly idea that we're at resistance and that we're going to reverse potentially to the downside. So honestly, this is just not a pair that I would touch this week. I would just kind of leave GJ for the birds. They can go ahead and evaluate this one. So let's go to NAS 100, pair that I've been following for quite some time now, past several months. And I've gotten a pretty good feel for it. Overall, and we've obviously seen a huge fall off with NAS 100. I've got my levels marked here. So I've got a support level down here at about 109. I've got another one up here at 118 and another one here at 13. So looking at where we are now, we tested this lower level, not quite, but almost. We came up and overall we're in a downtrend, right? Overall, we're moving to the downside, making lower lows, lower highs. So I'm personally not anticipating this thing to skyrocket from here. We have a lot to prove. At the same time, we just want to look at price action, like we were saying previously. Obviously, this is a bullish engulfing candle. I mean, we had one previously. It tested resistance, moved to the downside, but this is something definitely to consider right now when trying to take shorts. So pretty much what I'm trying to say with this one is I would not take shorts unless we break back below this 119 level. This is our solid resistance area that I would take shorts at. Anything above here, there's a good chance this thing ends up moving even higher to the downside and recovering more towards this upper resistance level. And if we do make it back up here into this demand zone, we're definitely going to want to be looking for reversals in this area, because this is going to be a very good area to find resistance. So let's see this. Someone said I put max. Oh yeah, your volume. Yeah, it's probably because you're connected to your TV. Simos. But yeah, so NZD or NAS 100, like I don't have like a trade ready right now, so it's not high on the watch list. Again, I'd be wanting to look for a break below support and then a retest, and then I'd look to take this thing to the downside. Before that, I'm not going to be looking for anything crazy here. I'm not personally trying to go long on this right now, but if you guys have any ideas, feel free to drop, in the chat and we can take a look. So that's pretty much it for all the pairs that I'd be day trading or swing trading. Now let's get into some crypto. So let's start with BTC. I'm not personally trading BTC with like a margin account or anything. I'm more just trying to buy and hold BTC. I mean, you guys have been on here have seen me kind of talking about the whole McDonald's strategy, and pretty much all I'm trying to do with BTC is just dollar cost average. I mean, I am planning for it to come down to 12K. That's, pretty much where I'm targeting it to come down at its lowest. So yeah, I mean, right now we've pretty much entered in multiple areas, and we're just looking to see where we're going to actually see a reversal. As you guys know, I mean, we are clearly in a downtrend. We've been bearish on BTC for a minute now, ever since 2021. So we've been bearish literally the whole year. So at this point, you should be dollar cost averaging. You should be really trying to evaluate where is going to be your exact entry points on this one. And yeah, I mean, you guys know I'm sticking strong with the McDonald's strategy. I've got the other strategy on here. Maybe we can call this the Luna strategy or something, some other thing. But I've got XRP lined up as well as Ethereum. XRP, I'm not trying to enter until we come down a bit lower. So I'm trying to wait to enter around the 20 cent mark. And then from there, I mean, the risk reward on this is like literally insane. If this thing hits any multiplier of $1, really gets crazy. And there's a lot of, if you look into XRP for like 10 minutes, you'll see that there's a lot of potential with this actual coin, and they're currently in litigation, and there's word that it might get settled, and there's been word that it might get settled for the last like 2 years or 1 year. But I think there's a lot of opportunity in this one in particular. So if you guys want to do some research, definitely look into it. And the other one's just Ethereum. I mean, I feel like Ethereum has a very strong kind of ecosystem and use case. And, I think they're waiting for like Ethereum 2.0 or whatever to come out. That's kind of a big hold up. But, for me personally, looking at Ethereum, looking where it is now, I mean, it's low. It's at 1,000. I mean, it dipped all the way to 880, which is insane. So we haven't seen prices this low literally since February of 2021.
Scary.
So a minute ago. So, be looking at dollar cost average, guys. Be looking to get in low. I'm definitely getting into some pairs or getting into some trades. I'm already holding some, I think 11 Ethereum. I'm kind of holding right now.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if it does end up moving lower, I'll try to get in more. But yeah, I mean, pretty much we got the fast food strategies here: XRP, BTC, the main one, BTC, and the McDonald's strategy. And we'll see. I mean, we're here for the long run. So if this thing takes fucking 5 years to play out, I mean, so be it. It is what it is.
That's right. The KFC double up, guys. That's what this.
The KFC double up.
Oh man, whatever you want to name it, guys.
This is the pick 3. What is it? There's like a pick 3 or something.
Yeah, like the lotto, right? Yeah, the NJ pick 3 or whatever it's called.
No, there's like on the I don't know if it's McDonald's or Burger King. You can like do the pick 3. You like pick fucking McChicken.
The 4 for 4 is Wendy's. I know that.
Oh, 4 for 4. Yeah. No, we haven't hit 4. We haven't hit 4 cryptos yet. We're not that great.
That's coming. That's in Web3, guys. We'll get there though.
Yeah, Jim Ken saying 5 years. I mean, Jim Ken, in 5 years, if you could turn $1 to 10 times that, I mean, I think you'd take it.
Yeah, that's because like let's just talk about it like logically, right? What's the average slow growth that normal Americans go into? It's like 8% annually, right? So if you do anything beyond that, you're cooking. You're doing good.
You're smashing it.
Yeah, you're on a different level.
Yeah, so you're living life, living the dream, as they say.
Right, perspectives, everything. So, if you have patience, guys, you'll be rewarded in crypto, especially if you get at the lows. Especially at the lows.
Oh yeah, patience makes money at the end of the day.
It really does. It pays you, and then some. Patience compounds.
Yeah. So, don't be so worried about making all this money so quickly, guys. Like, definitely have a bit more patience, like Nick's saying. Take your time with trying to get in on these positions and stuff. And it's low. Everything's low right now. So if you do have some extra cash, I mean, no reason not to get in, because Literally, if you guys go back to Sunday Market Blitz from up here, all I was saying was like, we were dreaming of prices down here. Like once price comes down here, we got to get in,
Yep. It's on
you know,
sale.
and yeah, just start dollar cost averaging. Like literally here, like this was just great. Like you had the retest and people were able to get back in, and you know, that's really what you're looking for. Just looking to get in when things are discounted.
Yep. Yeah. And then it's just kind of, you guys know the numbers. We've gone over it. You could even see right here, 700% from the lowest just to 100K. It's an opportunity, and definitely time to learn about it at the very least. And like Angelo said, throw a couple bucks at it, stuff you won't miss, and yeah, get some skin in the game.
Get some skin in the game. Throw fucking $10. Have some fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. That's how it starts, guys. That's how the passion develops.
I'm not clicking that, Jay Bird.
Yeah, don't click anything. No links.
I'm not clicking that. But yeah, let's see, dot link soul will be my large cap buys. Also going to put my money on gaming tokens.
Okay. Yeah, that's another way to go about it, right? Keep your ear to the ground, see what's trending, see what could be coming up in the future. Gaming is obviously a big topic. Gaming could be something huge. It could be one of the, biggest contributors to, our economy in the next however many years, 10, 20 years. We don't know exact, but we just follow the trends. Yeah, I would agree with that. I look at a lot of, gaming tokens as well.
Gaming.
Gaming is the future.
Gaming's the future.
Oh man.
It's
yeah,
like
guys.
10 years, we're all gonna be in the game, guys. That's it.
Yeah,
It's over.
It's all a game.
Buy BTC. Why BTT and Tron not rise? Because their owner is a scam artist.
Why never?
No, it rose. I was in some
Yeah.
Tron. I made some Tron.
Angelo's an advocate for Tron.
I
Talking
used to
about
be.
his coin, man.
I used to be an ad. And listen, I've got the Tron lined up, guys. I don't want to add it because I don't want to do the 4 for 4. We're not that low.
Yeah. No, at the time, patience, guys. Remember, patience pays. We'll get to the 4 for 4 in time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll reconnect with Tron very soon. But look at this risk reward. I mean, guys, there's opportunity right now.
So much
Tron
upside.
not fucking want to reach, dude. You got to chill out, bro. Dude, this guy, BTT.
See, so this is
Dude, you're about to, oh my God, fucking sorcery energy over here. You reach
emotions.
BTT, reach $1, bro. This is how you lose money, guys. Everyone witness.
Emotion plays. It's a big part, guys. Big part of trading.
This guy. Oh fuck.
Tron. Maybe we'll hit $1 at some point. This guy number one, Joshua. Oh man.
When I had big CMOS energy, you guys know where I bought?
Oh no, on the wick. No.
Up here. This is what you call big CMOS energy. Why Tron no moon?
One day.
One day. No, I mean, dude, if you're in dollar cost average CMOS.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Hi.
exactly. That's the best advice. You have
I
6,000.
have said, yeah, I know you have coins. We know. We know, bro. We know. You gotta buy. You gotta buy more. You probably bought up here.
Oh man, I'm
Probably bought
dying
right
over here.
Dude, you probably bought like right here.
Yeah, 6,000 coins for 9,000
You
bucks.
probably bought from like some guy on the internet that like made you buy up here.
Yeah, you got $1 cost it. You got
Dollar
it.
costs, bro.
If you don't,
I
how
wanna
many
drown all
buys?
the people who are at the back. No, if you do that, you're gonna be broke, bro.
No, yeah,
You're
no.
trying to fucking
No,
drown the people.
we don't want that.
Dude.
How many coins do you own below 10 cents? CMOS.
Who, me or him?
CMOS. Yeah, you.
Me.
Tell me 5,000. Tell me
Oh,
5,000 below 10 cents.
dude, none.
You got it. Dollar cost average, my man. That's the way.
Yeah. I got like 400 USD in coins.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, guys. I mean, that's the way, right? If you buy at the high or a high, you want to make sure
you message us after this. We'll send you 100 USD. You could buy the bottom of Tron.
Yeah, buy the bottom. That's a good special
Yeah.
giveaway.
Yeah.
CMOS.
Special giveaway. Well, Matt, since
Oh,
I'm
your
in-
lifetime. Always a lifetime. Perfect.
Oh,
All
let's
right.
go.
That's good. That's good. Hell yeah. Easy. Got him.
Nice. Yeah. So hit us up. We'll send you $100. You can buy Tron. Don't be going to fucking McDonald's.
Yeah, no. And do the
Uh-huh.
McDonald's strategy. Don't go to
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I'm
That's
Leroy
the-
James.
Yeah. Leroy. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I know Leroy. I've seen you in
Some-
chat. All right.
Let's go.
Message. Yeah. Message. All right. Cool. Like everybody now. What'd you do, Angelo?
I have no mic. Leroy to go. Oh my god.
Hey man, closed guys. One another big tip. I guess is a good closer. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you need help or something, ask. That's what this community is about. But usually it's
But if
don't
you're
ask
asking
like
for
$1 million
money,
bucks.
ask. If you're asking for money, ask Nick. Don't ask me.
Whoa. Yeah, yeah, I was about to say. No,
Uh,
but honestly, if you guys need help, stuff, this is what this is for. That's why we have the community. You guys are meant to
This
reach
guy
out.
goes,
To
hey, this webinar needs to be daily, bro. We give you
yeah, I'm like,
$100 daily. You'd be fucking
oh,
killing.
this guy. Funny stuff. An Asian in lunch session. He's saying all the time, 4 times a
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, crypto. What else is new? It's kind of ebbs and flows, waves. Can I
That's pretty
borrow
much
a
it.
truck to move a couch? I think it's like $24 at Home Depot for a day.
That's what they say on the sticker, but that ain't it.
Yeah, they hit you with the taxes, the fees. Oh man. But anyway, guys, how did you guys like the session? Yeah, so Josh would love a session. Perfect.
Samos. Tron. Buy.
Oh my
Here.
God.
That ugly fat pig. All right, we're.
All right. On that note,
Oh my god, bro. Why are you paying
Yeah,
fucking
what?
big girls to trade your account, dude?
you're in lifetime. Go through the course again, my guy.
Jesus Christ.
We
All
got
right,
some work to do, Simos. I'll be seeing you in
Yeah.
chat.
we're gonna end it on that note. Simos, God bless your soul. We're praying for you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks
for
guys
hopping
for
on.
sticking
Yeah,
on.
thanks for hopping on. We'll be back next week, normal, or should we do normal because it's 4th of July?
Ooh,
Probably not.
yeah,
Probably
probably.
not.
Probably Monday. Probably Monday.
Well, 4th of July is Monday, so
Oh, wait.
probably Tuesday.
Jeez. Maybe I'll record something special for you guys.
Yeah, maybe we'll just put out something because I'm actually gonna be in I'm going to Vegas Friday.
Right. You said that. We'll
Wow,
figure
so
something out. We'll let you guys know. That should be fun though, Angelo. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to
Vegas.
Vegas and I'm driving to Laguna Beach.
Oh man. All right, you got a weekend planned. Hell yeah, let's go.
We're out tapping the
Oh.
fat ugly bitches. You already know. You already know.
Yeah,
We
this
got
chat's
We got them on
wild.
lock.
I'm gonna get censored on YouTube or something now, guys.
This is why we don't go on YouTube.
Yeah. I know.
So you guys know, Jaybird's an employee of Forex League. This is the type of culture that we build here.
Yeah, this is it's gotta represent.
Oh my god.
Oh man, John Wick. All right, guys. Enjoy the week. Keep looking at charts. Let us know if you need help. That's why we're here. All right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like Nick said, enjoy the week, guys. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.